All right, Booker T. Leigh.
All right now.
Guess what?
Guess what?
It's time to talk about lawn care for the fall.
Oh, for the fall. That's time already, huh?
Time already.
That time move fast, huh?
Yeah. Well, look, I got a couple of questions for you. All right. So here's the first one. Is it necessary to fertilize my lawn in the fall?
Well, yes, with some fertilizer. You need to add some to it in the fall of the year. No nitrogen fertilizer now.
Okay.
Don't give it no nitrogen fertilizer because nitrogen is going to make it grow. And you don't want it to grow because when you get some cold weather coming in, and you don't want that tall growth on that and the cold weather come in and kill it. So phosphorus and potassium be some good fertilizer to put down on there. You can add that to it in the fall of the year.
Okay.
And that's good for the root system in there.
Okay.
And also help fight off a lot of diseases too on your lawn.
All right. So, look, everybody goes to the store and they purchase a bag of fertilizer.
Right.
But what do the numbers mean on the bag of the fertilizer?
Okay, on the bag of fertilizer, you don't see normally 3 numbers. Okay. Nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium.
All right.
All the way in that order. Nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. And those numbers mean something on that is. The first number is nitrogen. That's going to give it a pretty green color and make it grow. Your phosphorus is good for things that's going to have bloom to it, good for the root system on there. And that is good for the winter months for your grass too. So that's why I say get phosphorus there. And potassium is good for anything that got root system on there.
Okay.
So in the bag of fertilizer, some of those numbers might be mixed up sometimes. There might be 0, 12, 12, or 6, 12, 12. That means that bag of fertilizer has no nitrogen in it.
Okay.
It might be high in phosphorus, and the other number be low. So know what you're growing when you go back buy a bag of fertilizer. Just don't go out there and buy a bag of fertilizer and say and put it on anything because it's not good for anything.
Right.
Now you got some growing greens or something. You need a whole lot of nitrogen fertilizer, and that covers you're going for the leaf part of the vegetable.
Okay.
So just know you're going to the store and buy that bag of fertilizer, what you're doing it for.
That's right.
And you don't want to give too much nitrogen fertilizer, and especially phosphorus potassium, without a soil test.
Oh, yeah.
Because that can build up in the soil. It don't leach out like nitrogen do. Nitrogen is kind of mobile in the soil. It'll come in for a while and just go straight out.
Okay.
You know, you just grow it, do his job, and go.
That's going to give you a quick
Burst in there.
Yeah, it kind of goes away.
You know, the fall of year, I'm so happy that we almost in the fall of year.
Okay.
I done got tired of cutting my grass twice a week. Twice a week, yeah.
So, Doc, if you haven't noticed, Booker really likes lawn grasses. Okay?
I like
and he likes to cut his twice a week.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, so it's winding down now.
It's winding down now. Give you a little rest, huh?
Give me a little rest.
All right. Well, look, here's the next question. So last year I heard you talk a lot about winter kill.
Right.
So what do we need to do now to prepare, our soils for that?
One thing they call out winter kill in our lawn, that we have an area in our lawn where water might stand.
Okay.
And it don't drain well. Then they get cold weather on it for a long time, and that causes that grass maybe to die some in that area there. Then in the springtime, when the grass begin to grow, that grass is dead there, and then you'll have some kill in that area. So one of the things you might want to start doing then, not a whole lot, just put just a little sand across that sand, try to build that area up some, and notice where the water kind of standing there and try to increase that some in there where the water can drain better.
Okay.
If you see water standing there, try to go and get away and kind of maybe make a little trench or something and let that water run out of there.
Okay.
Especially we have some ice on there too. The ice stay a long time on there. We have some cold weather and the ice and freeze. You need to try to make sure that you try to get that, do something to help that don't stay on there too long.
Okay. Because that was the problem this past winter.
Past year,
right?
yeah.
We had a lot of ice and we had a lot of snow that stayed on the ground for a significant period of time.
And that's why I had 1 kilo on my lawn.
Right, that's right.
And I know too, I had to do some little sod and everything, because I didn't want my grass to look. In the neighborhood, there's gonna be everybody come out and say, "What's wrong with your grass there?" They doing a test. I didn't want that test on my lawn, so I had to go out there and add a little sod to it.
Right.
And it look real good now.
Good,
I'm
good.
well pleased with my grass now.
Good. Of course yours have to look good. You are the lawn guy, right?
I'm well pleased with that, so that's great.
All right. Now, somebody's probably watching now and it's like, you know what? What's a good grass for the winter?
Okay, now we're in the fall of the year now. You want to go with some kind of fescue or some kind of cool season grass. You want to grow some grass in the fescue in that area. And in the middle of September now, you might want to start getting the soil ready to plant that grass. You might want to do the first thing, you already have done a soil test. Where you need to add lime to it now, because lime is our most important thing. Though we just talked about those nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. If the pH is off a lot in the soil, those nutrients are going to be used up by the grass. So you need to make sure you do that. But fescue is a good grass to plant in the fall of the year, and also especially in a shady location.
Okay.
So you want to do that now, so you can do that.
Fescue, folks want green grass year round.
I don't want green grass year round. No, I want my grass to rest sometime. I want to rest too. So yeah.
All right. So how tall should I leave my grass during the winter?
We get that question a lot of times. People want to know, do I need to cut it real low in the winter time, or do I need to cut it real high? I like to leave mine the same height that I would cut it during the regular time. And Bermuda grass is probably about 2.5 inches tall to 3 inches tall. You don't want to cut it too low, because then you cut it real low, we have a real cold winter, so a root system can still freeze. In the winter months, your root system is very still active in the soil. They still acting. That is, the top part just killed all because of the weather. it's not growing anything. And that's why you want to keep it tall and protect our root system. And that's why I say you can give it phosphorus and potassium then, because the root system is still acting. They'll use that up. The top part is not growing.
Okay.
Because it's so cold, and that's what causes it not to grow in there.
So the roots are still alive.
Still alive. They're still alive. They're still there and they're working, doing something in the soil.
All right. So do I need to remove the leaves off my lawn? How about that during the fall?
You need to, especially you got a lot of leaves in there. You got a lot of magnolia tree and oak tree and a big leaf in there. If you can get those off, because they'll make a mat down there and kind of pat it down. I like to run the mow across mine and kind of get them, cut them or something, and you can put them in your compost pile and let them rot and decay in there. And you got good compost for your vegetable garden or your flower bed. So just don't leave them on your lawn in there over for a period of time. Okay. I like to get those off there and make sure that I can put them somewhere in a compost pile. And use those good leaves in there. If you do leave them on your lawn, just run the mow across them, cut them up.
Okay.
Just don't let them be as a big whole leaf in there.
Okay, cut them up in smaller pieces.
Smaller pieces, very good, yeah.
Okay. All right, so hey, here's the question I know we get a lot of time.
Okay.
Pre-emerge.
Oh yeah. I like to put pre-emerge in my lawn too, and about the last September is a good time to do that.
Right.
You want to put some pre-emerge down on your lawn and just stuff in there. And most pre-emerge is a granular, coming on a granular time. It must be activated by water, rain, or something in that area in there. So you something like dimensional snapshot before, so you look for when you go to the hardware store or something, and use those to put on there. Just read the label and then how to put it down, how much to put down in there. And a lot of times it put a barrier down on your grass. And what you want to do that you want to put it down, you want to cover all the entire lawn. Because if you miss some spot, them weeds bad, man.
They coming.
They coming in, man. They're
already there.
They're already there. They're just waiting to sound an opening, the sunlight, and get through. They don't come up. They coming through. So yeah, put your good pre-emerge on your lawn and see how that work on there and try to do it. And you might want to come back again and do it in last of March or something like that. Put you another pre-emerge down in March or sometime. Help control some of those summer weeds coming in there.
Okay. Yeah, but definitely in the fall you want to go ahead and put those pre-emerge down because you want to catch poana.
Yo, yeah.
So you want to catch poana on one hand, then you want to catch some of those broadleaf weeds like henbed, purple dead nettle, those kind of things that'll be out there for sure in the wintertime.
Cause you can do all kind of things, man. You see them weeds, man. We out there, we don't apply it often. We trying to do something, but the weeds just come.
Yeah,
and just come. They there.
Yeah, anytime you disturb the soil,
we disturb the soil.
In their space,
in the space,
the weeds are going to make their way through.
Make their way through there.
All right, Book. We appreciate the information.
Thank you for having me there.